It's been 2 months since George Floyd was killed. Since then, we've had a nationwide reckoning and discussion about race. So what happens now? Christina from Marshall emailed us writing, "I'm white." Then she asked, "What can I do?" Heather Brown brought that good question to several people who encouraged us all to have uncomfortable conversations.
I think the biggest thing we can do is to educate our children, the next generation, so that they don't repeat the mistakes that we have made in our generation.
For some, it might begin with a yard sign.
It could mean going to a protest.
Or a series of social media posts.
It can mean donating.
Maybe it's reading an anti-racism book.
That's a beginning, it's a start, but it is not it.
To me, it has to do with what your actions are.
Okay, what do I do with that information?
I think we can start calling out just the blatant injustices that we see, even the ones that we might excuse as, oh, that's just my mom or my dad, that's just their generation.
One thing I've been encouraging people to think about is sometimes just looking around who's in the room when you're in the room and asking the question, who else is going to be invited in the room?
Thinking differently about how they use the police. It's not a personal security guard or force for you. It's supposed to serve the entire community. So how do we do that better? Even if it's a painful conversation, I think in the long run, it helps all of us.
It is not lost on me that we are asking people of color to do the work of what we're talking about.
Yes, yes. You're asking us as people of color to do your work as white people. And it gets to the point where a lot of us are like, you gotta do your thing.
So what is that thing? Reverend Williams, Professor Harris, the Penumbra Theater's Sarah Bellamy, and the YWCA's Ruben Vasquez believe this conversation is important.
I do what I do, and I'm driven in what I do because I have two beautiful daughters.
And they're helping share the tools.
And the resources, and be there to answer questions. But you have to do the work. I'm not going to do it for you.
I think one of the things that is important for people to realize is even if they don't feel like they have power, they do by virtue of just being in the cultural space.
I think also having conversations with our white friends is really helpful. For a lot of us, we're learning ideas for the first time, and so they feel really new, but recognizing that other people have known those ideas for a long, long time.
And so there are conversations that need to be happening in families. I shouldn't have to show up and have these conversations with your family. So what would it take for you to begin to equip yourself and prepare yourself to encourage yourself to say, I can have this conversation?
And if you're saying, I don't want to offend anyone, I don't want to make a mistake.
None of us want to make a mistake. But I'm saying that we will make mistakes. You don't know what you don't know.
Get over it. That's actually very specific advice that I got.
You have to step in it, you have to take some risks. And the reality is, if you do that with sincerity and you do it doing your work, learning, people have a lot of grace.
And be willing, this is a really critical point, be willing when people give you critical feedback to take it in stride and not take it personally. Because other people may be more expert than you in that work.
So consider it a chance to listen and learn and act.
It's really a journey. It's not an end point. And if you think that you've done your part, you really are just checking things off the box. I have been doing this work for about 20 years, and I'm still learning things.
Heather Brown, WCCO 4 News.
If you're interested in learning more, both the YMCA Minneapolis and the Penumbra Theater have racial justice programs and workshops, and we've put information about that at WCCO.com. Heather will bring you more of these conversations tomorrow on Mid-Morning.